Hello and welcome to Story Meadow, stories for car journeys, bedtime and any other quiet time. My name's Marion and I'll take you on an adventure and we're going to meet some amazing new friends. We might learn a new thing or two and we're going to share some brilliant ideas that you might want to play afterwards or talk about with friends or family. I really hope you enjoy the story. I started making up stories for my own children, Anna, Ben and Noah, and they love them so much, they asked me to share them with the world. So wherever you are, I hope you enjoy this, and I'd love to hear from you too. So if you do want to share where you are in the world or share about a special occasion like a birthday, I will do my best to give you a shout out on the podcast in the next episode possible. All you need to do is ask a parent or a grown-up to email in at info@storymeadow.co.uk and I'll do my best to read them and share them on the podcast. Okay, enough chatting. Let's get all cozy so we can relax into the story. Let's take a first big breath in through your nose and slowly back out through your mouth. And this time, put your hands out in front of you as if you were holding a lovely hot chocolate in your hands. You're going to breathe in the smell through your nose. Smell that lovely chocolate. And then blow out softly through your mouth to cool it back down. Lovely. Well done. I think it's time to start our story. Are you ready? Billy Bunny and Mr. Fox's birthday. It was a really exciting day in the woods because it was Mr. Fox's birthday and it was a big birthday. He was going to be 15 years old, which is quite old for animals and especially foxes. So everybody in the forest was really excited for Mr. Fox's birthday and they had planned a really exciting day. Billy Bunny had a great idea. He'd said, why don't we make an adventure playground just for Mr. Fox? We can have seesaws and zip lines and swings and bowling alleys and race car tracks and all sorts of really exciting things in our playground. And he won't even know it's here. And then we'll surprise him on his birthday. It will be amazing. Well, all the animals wanted to help, so for weeks they had been going to a special clearing in the wood and they'd been building and nailing and tying zip lines and testing out the equipment and painting the equipment until it was almost ready. And today was the day of Mr. Fox's birthday. Billy was so excited. All of the animals were in the clearing and they were adding decorations to the play equipment. They were adding balloons and bunting and little signs that said happy birthday. Mummy Bunny had made her traditional 3-tier carrot cake, which was as big as a wedding cake and with so much delicious icing. Now, Billy's job with all the other younger animals was to do the decorations. So the adults had given them all of the balloons and the bunting and the flags and the signs, and they were tying them to the equipment and to the trees and to the bushes nearby to make the park look nice and colourful. And Billy was getting on really well. He was pumping up the balloons, blowing them up, and then tying them with his tiny paws and putting them in the right places. But one little animal was really struggling to blow the balloons. Little Hedgehog did not have enough strength in her little lungs and she was blowing and the balloon was flopping back down and she couldn't do it. She said, Billy, I'm really struggling. I can't blow my balloon. Billy said, don't worry, pass it here. I'll blow it up for you and then you can tie it. All right, little Hedgehog, there you go. He blew it up and then he passed it back to her and she tried to tie it. I don't know if you've ever tried to tie a balloon before. It's really quite fiddly and it takes a lot of practice because sometimes your fingers get caught and they get a bit stuck and it's really quite tricky. Well, Hedgehog was really struggling. Her little paws were really tiny and they got caught and then they slipped and the balloon boom, disappeared and flopped on the ground. Oh, oh no. Sorry, Billy, I dropped it. Could you blow it up for me again, please? Billy said, of course. So he blew it up again and passed it back to Little Hedgehog. And this time she held on really tight. She was very determined. And she tried to tie it. And then her paws slipped again and boom! And this time it blew so hard it sent her rolling down the little hill. Oh! This is so tricky, Billy. I can't do it. She was starting to feel really frustrated. That's all right, said Billy. I'll tie it for you this time, and maybe you can help me to tie it up, and we can tie them together. Well, that seemed like a good idea, so they set to work. Billy blew up the balloons and he tied them, and then they took them to the trees and the bushes and they started to tie them in the bushes. And actually, Little Hedgehog was good at that. Her little paws were very nimble and managed to tie little knots with the strings, and they managed to hang all of the balloons up. Oh, I did it, said Little Hedgehog. It looks so lovely. And she gave Billy a big high five, but as she jumped, the spines on her back popped the nearest balloon. Pop! Oh! Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry, Billy. I popped that one. Billy said, don't worry, it's only one. We've got lots of others. And she said, yeah, we've got lots of others. We've got lots of others, lots of balloons. And she did a little dance and a twirl. And as she danced and twirled, she didn't really think it through, but pop, pop, pop. 3 more balloons popped. Oh no. Oh, I popped more. Oh, Billy, I'm useless at this. Oh, I hate it. And she stomped her feet and stomped away. Oh, Billy felt really sad for his friend, and he didn't really know what to do. He wanted to help her, but he didn't really know how. Do you know how you would help your friend if they were feeling sad and frustrated? What would you do? Well, Billy was waiting and thinking of an idea when his other friend, Squirrel Lily, came bursting out of the trees. Oh, Billy, it's so exciting. He's coming soon. It's nearly time. Mr. Fox will be here for his birthday. I can't believe it. I can't wait. And she twirled all around him, making him feel dizzy. Is he really nearly here? Said Billy. Yes, said Mummy Bunny, poking up behind him. And I've got one more present to wrap up. Billy, please could you wrap this present up with your friends and get it in the middle of the playground so that we can open it up when Mr. Fox gets here? So Billy wrapped up the present as quick as a flash and popped it in the middle of the playground. All the animals were ready, and they all hid around the play equipment because they wanted to jump out and shout, surprise! So they all hid really quietly. They heard his footsteps coming. But when Mr. Fox got into the playground, he knew straight away that there were lots and lots of animals hiding because Mr. Fox has a really, really good sense of smell. So as soon as he stepped into the playground, he could smell that the animals were there. They just were hidden. So he knew even though he couldn't see them, they couldn't be far. Surprise! They all shouted, and Mr. Fox laughed and he said, I knew some of you were here. Oh, wow, all this for me? Is it for my birthday? Wow, thank you. Happy birthday, Mr. Fox. And they all gave him a big hug and showed him around the playground. They showed him the play equipment. And then Little Fox said, Daddy, you need to cut this big red ribbon. Take these scissors, cut the ribbon, and that will mean the park is open and we can use it. We can all use the play equipment. Please, cut it. I'm so excited. Oh, Mr. Fox took the scissors and he was about to cut the ribbon. But he stopped. Something is wrong, he said. Oh? All the animals looked side to side. Nothing seemed wrong. And then Mr. Fox sniffed the air. Something is wrong and someone is missing. Someone is missing? Who could be missing? All of the animals from the woods were right here. But that's when Billy remembered. Do you know who's missing? Of course, Little Hedgehog had been so sad about the balloons that she had stomped away and been feeling really sad and had gone off into the woods, and Billy didn't know where she was. "Oh," said Billy, I remember. Little Hedgehog was sad because she kept popping the balloons accidentally, and she went away because I think she just wanted a bit of alone time, but I don't know where she is now." Well, Mr. Fox said, "I will not cut the ribbon until everybody is here. We must find her." So the animals set off in all different directions, looking and calling for Little Hedgehog. Do you have an idea of how they could find her? Well, it wasn't easy, but they wandered around the forest, looking and searching, and there was no sign of her. Not even a paw print, not even a track, not a trace. Where could she be, thought Fox. This is so strange. The animals were all feeling very worried, and Mr. Fox said, "I will not cut that ribbon, we must find her." But as they were all back in the park and feeling a little bit sad, Mummy Bunny suggested, "Well, why don't we all watch you open one present? Might cheer us up a little bit, and then we can carry on looking for Hedgehog after." "All right," said Mr. Fox. He picked up the present. It was a really big box that Billy had wrapped up and left in the middle of the playground. "Whoa, what's in this?" Well, in their present were all sorts of things that everybody in the woods had made for Mr. Fox. There were some little biscuits, although one of them had been nibbled. There was a lovely jam jar with lovely strawberry jam, although the sides were a little bit sticky. And there were some nice warm slippers and a lovely blanket that Mrs. Hedgehog had knitted. Oh, and there was a lovely woolly hat. And Mr. Fox picked up the hat and he popped it right on his head. He said, "Oh, what a lovely hat." But just as he put it on his head, he said, "Ouch!" "Ouch?" said Mrs. Hedgehog. "Yes, ouch!" And he took the hat back off his head and looked inside. Well, do you know who was curled up inside the hat? It was Little Hedgehog. He was all curled up, all snug, and he had fallen asleep. "Oh, Little Hedgehog, what are you doing in there?" said Fox. "We've been looking for you all over the place." "Oh, I was feeling really sad, and I just went off on my own because I needed a bit of alone time, and I found this lovely box. I did have a little biscuit. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Fox. And the jam was quite tasty too. And then, this little spot was so cozy. I just felt a little bit happier and a little bit cozier, and I fell asleep." Well, everybody was thrilled to have Little Hedgehog back, and Mr. Fox gave the hedgehog a big cuddle and threw her up in the air and said, "Right, you will have to help me cut this ribbon." And together they cut the ribbon and opened up the park, and all of the animals rushed to play with the new equipment and test it out, and there was giggling and laughing, and they all had cake and danced all afternoon. It was a wonderful day. The end. I wonder if you would have a go in your garden or maybe in your home to make your own adventure playground. You could use bits of wood, you could use string, you could use stones to make balancing equipment and obstacle courses and seesaws and little swings or zip lines for little creatures to enjoy. Or maybe inside, if you can't go outside, you could even use Lego or magnetic tiles or maybe just some recycling materials, some cardboard, to make your own adventure playground for little creatures to enjoy. See you later. Bye.